far different from our own, but one that may harbor life. If it does, it promises to be unlike anything we've ever seen before.
Neil deGrasse Tyson in Cosmos, a Space-Time Odyssey. The world that Tyson is talking about is Titan, the second biggest moon of Saturn and one, if not the most interesting place in our solar system. Titan is special. It is the only known moon to have a thick atmosphere and is the only known celestial body, apart from Earth, to have lakes and rivers of liquid on its surface. But these lakes and rivers aren't made up of water. They're lakes of methane and ethane. Titan is incredibly cold, at a whopping average of -170 degrees. Its thick atmosphere is primarily composed of nitrogen, methane, and hydrogen. Also, its atmosphere is chemically active. Does this strange world harbor life? We don't know. But it might harbor life in its methane lakes. To clarify, we are not talking about alien life in the sense of ET, but about any life forms at all, including, most likely, simple, single-celled microorganisms. Titan's atmosphere is rich in organic compounds such as propane, ethane, methane, hydrogen, cyanide, and acetylene. There is no possibility for life without organic compounds, but Titan has a lot of them. There is a problem. There is no carbon dioxide on Titan, which is a typical waste product shared by all known forms of life. However, life on Titan might work differently than life on Earth does. Simple organisms on Titan might intake hydrogen instead of oxygen, metabolize it with acetylene instead of glucose, and create methane as a waste product instead of carbon dioxide. This form of metabolism is purely theoretical as of now, but it might work. And there's a very noticeable thing about Titan. Hydrogen and acetylene levels are much smaller near the surface of Titan than they are far up in its atmosphere. This might just be a piece of evidence for metabolic activity on Titan, maybe a hint in our search for life. However, it could also be due to an unknown chemical process taking place on Titan's surface. There's a simple rule, as Matt O'Dowd from PBS Spacetime beautifully summarized: it's never aliens, unless it is. Here on Earth, all forms of life are reliant on water, because we use water as a solvent in our cells, etc. But there is no liquid water on the surface of Titan. Instead of water, life on Titan could use hydrocarbons, meaning liquid methane and ethane, the elements making up Titan's lakes, as solvents. In comparison to water, hydrocarbons are weaker solvents, meaning that transporting substances in and out of the cell would be harder and slower, even to a point where we can rule out any complex life forms such as big animals. So, no space elephants on Titan. I'm sorry. However, there's also possible benefits of using hydrocarbons as solvents. They are less chemically active, which means that large molecules like DNA would be more stable. Additionally, organisms using hydrocarbons as a solvent might be able to form stronger hydrogen bonds, which would be useful in such cold environments as Titan. Apart from the absence of liquid water on Titan's surface, there is yet another problem: sunlight. Because of its thick atmosphere and its huge distance from the sun, only 1% of the sunlight that reaches Earth reaches Titan, meaning Titan is dark. Apart from the very little energy from the sun, life on Titan could use different energy sources. For example, heat and energy created by hydrothermal vents in Titan's methane lakes. Problem is, we don't know if Titan has any hydrothermal vents. The planet is likely to have volcanic activity, but scientists aren't sure. A team of French scientists proposed another possible energy source. They think that microscopic life in Titan's methane lakes might use the energy created when hydrogen reacts with acetylene, both compounds available on Titan. In an experiment, scientists from the University of Arizona, in a laboratory, they simulated the conditions in Titan's atmosphere, mixing together nitrogen, methane, and carbon monoxide and adding a pinch of radioactivity. What happened under these conditions was astonishing. In these toxic conditions, the amino acids glycine and alanine formed, both of which are building blocks for proteins. Additionally, cytosine, adenine, thymine, guanine, and uracil formed, all components of RNA and DNA. It is possible that if the same happened in Titan's atmosphere itself, that the components would rain down to the surface. Furthermore, chemical engineers and astronomers from Cornell University painted a picture of the types of organisms that may thrive on Titan, theorizing the moon could be home to methane-based, oxygen-free beings with a completely different type of cell structure. They dubbed these theoretical cells isotosomes. An isotosome is a hypothetical cell membrane consisting of carbon, hydrogen, and nitrogen, all of which are to be found on Titan. This alternative cell is believed to have a similar stability and flexibility to the cell membranes of living beings here on Earth, being able to transport materials in and out of the cell.
Oh my god! Wow!
In conclusion, if there's any alien life at all in our solar system, then Titan might be the place. But don't get me wrong, there is no hard evidence for life on Titan at all, but theoretically speaking, it might be possible there is.